folks, Dave here, and welcome back to part 2 of the tour of my Minutemen Railroad settlement at a custom settlement location that I made here at Bedford Station. If you missed out on part 1, here's a quick catch up. First of all, there is a downloadable mod template that you guys can get, linked there in the description, so check that out if you also want to build along. Also, if you missed out on part 1 of this tour, you've missed out on most of the train, so hit the link in the description or the annotation on the screen right now to go back and check out the battle train, which includes my favorite car, General Dave's own personal Art Deco style presidential car. For now though, let's dive back into part 2, where Joel and I are checking out the last couple of carts attached to the end of the train before we move on to the rest of the settlement. On the back here, we have a way of transporting some of our power armor around, sealed up as you can see. This is actually a repurposed mine cart, so it didn't have the right coupling, so we're using a couple of ship anchors as like a temporary coupling system. So that's how we transport our power armor around. But here on this last repurposed cart, just a small atomic bomb that we carry around with us on the back of the train in case it needs to be released if we're like being attacked or something. But this is basically just a way of us to solidify our control.
Who releases it?
That's why there's the brakeman in the caboose.
Oh, he'll just let loose that back piece.
Exactly.
With the armor?
I would imagine that the couplings are separated.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's just basically a way of really solidifying that Minutemen control, friendly control of the Commonwealth. Just a small atomic bomb on rails.
Huh.
You know, in case the apocalypse isn't bad enough. And that gate opens up to... Actually, just up there is my Minutemen Base and underground vault at 10 Pines Bluff from last fall. So this base is very secure. It's in between a number of very large Minutemen bases. Let's go around this side. We'll take a quick look on this side of the caboose. Our flag and our rocket. This yard tower again just has our Minutemen and Railroad flags on it. Seems appropriate, seeing the Railroad is our scout organization for the rail lines. And our guard has apparently just wandered away, usually on station here, to watch over this end of the train.
So this is not fixed up?
No, it's not really used, it's just a guard tower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I feel like our guard is going to get some demerits for not being on station.
He's going to be riding that little rocket ship on the top of the train.
Like chained to it.
During the dead of winter.
Oh, man. So we saw at the beginning of the tour in the first tower, our yard foreman, who thinks that he's like a high-class citizen because he doesn't really get what a foreman is from before the war. This is his house, which was, appropriately enough, the yard foreman's house for him and his family before the war as well. See the kid's old swing.
Did you build
there? Yeah, this tree right here.
How did you make that physics on that?
It's part of the proppy place. The tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the foreman's wife right here, Rose. She's not quite into the whole like dress like an aristocrat thing, as Mr. Monopoly Foreman was. But she runs the general store over here, which we're going to see in just a minute. But again, this is where the Foremans actually, their family stayed before the war, and
I think this could be a decent place to live.
It's where they're staying after the war as well. Got a baseball, nice hanging plants.
So who put that poster there? Who put the propaganda there?
Given what that foreman's wearing, he probably put that up himself. He loves his position.
Everything okay?
This is their house. See, Joel, it's not just the general that enjoys the luxuries of position in the Minutemen Empire.
Okay, this guy, he's obsessed with you.
Yeah, I think he's a little obsessed.
Yeah.
General Dave's gonna go ahead and just cut that TV off.
That lady, she's gonna leave that guy soon.
For that hat.
For that hat. That guy wants that hat. And everything that comes with it.
He wants everything from the hat down. So yeah, General Dave is not the only one that enjoys a little bit of fine living in the apocalypse. Let's look at the upstairs first. Which reminded me of like a nice like farmhouse style building from before the war. Got some paintings in the hallway, some nice decorations on the shelves.
Is that like a miniaturized boat?
Yes it is. Gotta have your bathrooms.
Huh? Oh, we were going in, okay.
You thought we were just gonna close the door. Very narrow space. Was able to fit a tub.
It's a hidden Mickey
toilet.
right there.
Hidden what?
Hidden. Looks like a little Mickey Mouse in the tub.
I see a screaming emoji. Right there in the tub for you guys who think we're just going absolutely crazy here. Which Joel, I think, is after all this touring. There's the bathroom.
So he's the other girl's gonna get a bathroom.
Oh, that would be great. Just a second bathroom for no reason. We've got the master bedroom here. Again, from before the war, now repurposed as the foreman and his family. Again, after the war, their house. And I use this like little nook right here as a reading nook with a nice comfy couch.
That's cool. That couch fit really well under that.
Yeah, quite happy with that. Imagine you want to close the windows and make sure that the turrets are on so that you don't get shot from the overpass, which is just outside. And just some storage over here in the corner.
Dude, he is obsessed with you. That's the same one that General Dave has.
Well, the same robe, eh?
Yeah.
Hope it's not one of mine.
He probably saved it from the laundry. I will be you one day.
And sticking with the theme, a bit of conceptual artwork when they were first designing the rebuilt steam engine.
What in the world?
This is actual Fallout concept art from
Oh,
Fallout 1,
that's
I think.
cool.
Yeah.
From Fallout 1?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
It's funny, I found this just last night once the build was basically already finished, but the idea of an apocalyptic train has been in Fallout for a while, apparently. Now I just realized. Thanks to the General.
I hope the will have an engine that can have movable stuff.
I imagine it wouldn't be craftable and movable at the same time.
Yeah.
But it would be awesome to see a movable train. And this is the kids' room.
Crap ton of teddy bears.
Yeah, again, power and privilege for this family.
This guy is obsessed. He is. Yeah. Which is exactly why you have him as your foreman.
Loyalty, Joel. Loyalty. He's got some baseball loot. I imagine a lot of these toys and decorations were from before the war, and the kid just kind of took them over. We go downstairs. You see that they have their breakfast nook downstairs, tucked into the alcove. He's got a whole bunch of loot over here. And out on this side, past a modest kitchen, is the foreman's own personal office, where you can look out over the train. And I imagine that was a pre-war foreman. This cane. So, Mr. Monopoly, my current foreman, he's like, look at that pain. He's like, I can be that man.
Yeah.
Top hat.
This guy's going to take over the Commonwealth. He's going to combine you and that image together in his final form.
Ultimate power.
He's going to wear your skin, Dave.
Maybe I should watch out for that guy.
Yeah. Next episode, Foreman's dead.
It's like hung from a tree.
On the front of the tree. On the front of the train.
That's his side porch office. And again, a small, modest kitchen is part of our almost farmhouse-like foreman's house. She's been doing some laundry out back. And in a bit of a dark Fallout-style twist, I decided to do a little bit of a backstory for what happened to the pre-war foreman's family. I imagine that they might have been here at the yard, because they live here next to it, when the bombs fell, and after a few weeks of surviving, I can imagine that maybe the foreman would have killed himself and his family rather than try and face the horrors of the apocalypse. So, out back at the house, the Minutemen have buried the skeletal remains of the foreman's family, who probably, I would say, committed suicide after the bombs fell. Little dark secret hidden away, out of the way, so we can focus on our industrial...
Yeah, on the happiness of that train.
Yeah. That's a sad story. We want to focus on the apocalyptic train in our future there. Yeah. As we get on the side here, we used a number of rail cars, as you might expect, to build the walls, along with General
Why
Dave's
did you move those?
wasteland walls.
How'd you move all these trains then?
You know all those trucks we've been building?
Yeah.
We have some tractors and stuff too.
Okay.
There you go. And of course, no gaps allowed, Joel. The fences and walls have to be perfect. I triple checked them. There are no gaps. Don't even look. Don't even look.
What I would love to see one gap.
I sealed up every part of the wall.
I mean, you could climb through that pretty easily.
Climb through what?
Right there.
Where?
Right here.
Dude, that?
Yeah. Dude, that's you could totally crawl through that. That's a body could fit through
Dude, that is like a 4-inch
No,
gap.
look lower. Look down. Look right there. Easily, I could crawl through that.
You are a small little man. In which case, the turret shoots in the back. Gotcha! You fell into my immersion trap, Joel. Oh, man. As we head over here, we're going to see the workers area of the rail yard, which I also use a lot of black and white old railroad photos as references for. Yeah, this guard is the one that's supposed to be in the tower. I guess he decided to sit down over here for a while and watch the side entrance, which leads east towards the expressway. But I feel like he should be in that tower over watching the bomb, so demerits are going to be happening for you.
You're one of the good ones.
Don't you give me that sass. He's got some shotgun shells just lined up and a Nuka-Cola Stay Awake. We got a small farm just to supplement the dining facility here, which is actually where this kid right here is the foreman's kid. He's not technically allowed to work on the farm because it's below his station.
Hello.
But he loves doing it, so he works the farm, and his dad is at the other side of the yard. He works the farm in secret. He loves gardening, but his dad's like, no, you must do privileged things like read books and raise your nose at the commoners from the upstairs window. So just to get you in line with where we are for you guys watching as well, this is the other side of the armory car.
Okay.
So on this side spur, next to a water supply for the garden.
Dude, how many buildings? Oh my word, dude.
This is the, like, troop transport car right here. This is for moving an entire militia group quickly to a location. You got first aid on hand. You've got the seat belts to buckle in for the ride. You got all kind of trash.
Did you add all those seats in there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And all the shelving and first aid and stuff. I imagine this is like just a deployment car, basically. Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be riding this for
Like
a
a
couple of
drop ship.
days. Yeah. This is for like a 1 day like ride quick with a whole bunch of troops. And you've got weapon crates and supply crates with all their ammo and medical supplies and food.
And two fairly decent looking luggages.
Yeah. Gotta have those uniforms. Pressed and ready. Yeah, so let's go out this side.
How many areas left to show?
13.
13 left?
Points of interest.
Oh my word!
So let's go around here. This bunkhouse was inspired by some of like the old 1910 era like railroad bunkhouses, like the coal mining style ones. But you know, 'tis the season. There's a little bit of holiday joy in here. Because the general is restoring hope, specifically.
I can't hold propaganda anymore, man. Every damn house.
It just fits so nicely in that doorway.
It's so nicely. It makes me angry.
You're gritting your teeth and grinding onto your chair.
I'm gonna have to make my own build soon. I need to make my own build soon just because my train's gonna just... Mine's gonna be a whole party train. It's just a constant
Party train?
Like just speakers just belting out really loud rave music everywhere.
But Joel, Christmas is possible here at the settlement because the general will never stop fighting for you.
But dude, the Christmas tree and then the propaganda right there.
It's right next to the tree.
You're ruining the look. You're ruining Christmas Day.
Someone's been chugging some General Dave eggnog. They put up posters because of it.
Just give them a little bit of just natural society, Dave.
Get some gifts under the tree. I resized some crates and added some
That's
doilies
cool.
and stuff like that as the presents.
Oh, too bad there wasn't any bows.
Yeah, there aren't any bows, unfortunately, but there's some doilies you can place. Got some soda from Far Harbor.
What are those, like Nuka candles? Or they just look like they're like radiation?
It's those. It's the other soda from the island, from Far Harbor.
No. I mean the candles. Those look like little candles.
Oh, gotcha.
They almost look like radiation.
And this is where the happy workers stay in the bunkhouse. In warmth, safety, and security, doing hard work, productive work, happy work for the Minutemen and for General Dave.
Oh, gosh, Dave.
Someone over here is a big fan of a pre-war film called Norman, which I think it was something like NormanTheFilm.com. That's Joel's film he's working on. Final stretch.
Yeah.
Continue the movie.
Continue the movie.
Keep an eye out on the website.
Continue the propaganda.
Continue the propaganda. This guy like sleeps, dreams of the Norman release. Like nuclear war happened, but I still believe Norman's gonna come out.
It's still gonna come out.
You guys can check out NormanTheFilm.com details on that. This guy's having some bedtime.
I want that eggnog.
Yeah, dude, that eggnog. We'll go into free cam just so you guys can see if you're just tuning in for part 2. General Dave's holiday eggnog. I love how serious I look too.
Of course you look serious. How much you spend on those the bottling and the corks of those bottles? Jeez. What are those bottles from?
I only did the paper texture actually. The bottles are the pre-war milk bottles that are on your table.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think I ever noticed the little top cork part.
Yeah, well, you only see them once in the beginning of the game, like literally one time, and I had to place them with the creation kit because you can't interact with this prop at all because it was just a static thing for the first little intro of the game. Someone's been playing Joel's board game, the Nebula from Hell that he made in real life. They're also a big fan of the Minutemen, though.
Are they, though? I really don't see them putting up the propaganda, Dave.
This person is just proud to be an American. They've got their workers' uniform. I imagine that a lot of these workers are pretty proud to be a part of all this. The American workers will and are leading the way.
Well, the thing is, Dave, after years of this indoctrination, do you think they'd be like, all right, we got it. We know your theme song, every poster. We know you're saving America. We get it.
There's always new recruits, Joel. There's always inspiration to be had.
I hope Fallout never happens in real life, Dave. Because
I've been practicing.
I will be the first to burn your city down. Get rid of it quick.
Like all my structures, you've got to have a heat source. So you've got your classic bunkhouse style wood stove in the barrel. Little alcove here next to the rail yard with just a couch. And then some storage over here in the corner. It's a little bit of weeds coming through. And that opens up that direction. So we're actually going to go back this way and check out the dining area for the settlement before we head over to the workshop.
I wonder if you're... I just realized, will you ever change your posters to be General Dave has restored hope? Because it's always restoring. It's always ongoing.
It's a good question. Might have to happen
Will
soon.
he ever actually help? Or is he only in the process?
It's like in 1984, Joel. You have to have a constant threat to keep the people unified. Did that sound like a dictator?
Not at all.
I don't think like that, guys.
Yeah.
But there's always a threat. So this is our dining area over here. We'll take a quick look in this way before we go back around. Let's just go through here first. This is the living quarters attached to the bunkhouse. So like you don't have everyone sleeping in the sleep quarters, like snoring.
Dave, I think this area has more than the sanctuary.
I don't think so. This was like a greenhouse storage area attached to the old bunkhouse before the war. And so we've just grabbed some furniture and stuff. Oh look, it's Ranger Dave's survival tips is on.
Thinking, this room has propaganda. I'm wrong.
You didn't see anything. So this has been repurposed as just a living quarters to separate the entertainment space from the sleeping quarters, basically. You got all kinds of patio furniture and stuff taken from houses nearby and used to decorate things, games and books. And General Dave's holiday eggnog, a very popular choice this time of the year.
The only choice.
Some medicine and stuff, and a little shoe holder, and Grognak, the barbarian arcade machine, 10 caps per game. There's our Minutemen flag, of course. In case you've forgotten who owns the settlement. Remember we said that Rose,
Yeah.
the foreman's wife, she runs general store, so she's on the front porch just kind of cleaning up, where she can watch and see if a customer needs some help. This is her general store. Again, used to be a storage building.
What's the sign?
Rosie's Affordable Vintage Shop. This was a neat idea, I thought, just because of all the glass, like having a general store that you could like look into, like, ooh, I want all that in there.
Yeah.
Be good advertising. So all the turrets, like no one's gonna steal anything. Not worth dying over. You got toys for the kids. You break a tool, you gotta replace it and buy your own.
Who comes here that would buy this though?
It's like the workers. What would you call it? Like a work camp, like
Commissary.
Commissary, yeah. It's like a commissary shop essentially. See, most of the workers do share the bunk room quarters together. It's got paint, plants, booze, ammo, kitchen supplies, toys.
Now, who can buy paint and who can use paint?
I guess it would be if you had like a personal project. I imagine the Minutemen pay for all the training expenses.
Like inside.
Yeah.
Like, because I can't imagine them be like, oh, I'm going to paint this start fence. It's just like, that will not do. Do not have permission. The gallows. Ooh, what's this?
Around back of the commissary / I guess gift shop at this point is the main, not really dining hall area of the settlement, but the bar and grill. It's just a little diner tucked away around behind things. I'd imagine if you work here, you get meal tickets, but other Minutemen who don't actually work here on the railroad can come through, get a bite to eat, and maybe a drink. And it's kind of built onto this hillside down behind the main bunkhouse. There was a really steep slope, so it was fun to build a large area with lots of elevation back here. So you've got some folks working on some soup over here. Here in
You
the
got gambling machines.
yeah, in the central bar area, you can do a little bit of gambling.
That cable going right up.
Huh?
She's supposed to be on guard elsewhere. Whoa, watch that muzzle.
Yeah.
She's watching things here at the bar.
Need to get back to Diamond City one of these days.
He's got his railroad hat and his Red Rocket uniform on. He's one of our engineers, I'm sure.
I
Yes.
feel like you sell those at the gift shop. That's where I'll get them from.
Yeah.
You got some Nuka candles over here. Plenty of beer that's being enjoyed. And someone over here has been playing some poker and enjoying some General Dave's holiday eggnog, as well as some General Dave's old rye whiskey together. What a great combination for your holiday spirit.
Buy it now.
In the gift shop.
It will ship by the time of Christmas.
Guaranteed delivery because you're here working through Christmas.
You're working on Christmas Day.
And the little holly candle as well, because 'tis the season. That just says apocalyptic Christmas right there. It also says profit in the gift shop.
And caps in the pocket.
Get caps in the pocket. I had a spark glitch going on right here I couldn't get rid of, so I just added a wire going across that it's actually sparking, not just floating in the air. Like, hey, I'll roll with it. Some repairs need to be done, basically.
Yeah?
There's a serious look with that M14. And if we climb up the stairs here, this is how you get to the little kitchen alcove, which is just kind of built going off to the side here, almost into the wall. So she's got her
Need something?
booze storage back here. I see some General Dave Old Rye whiskey. Hop over there. Man, he's really hungry. He's going into those noodles hardcore.
Yeah.
You got your menu on the wall. Place for some bounties.
10% tip in Forza Wood.
And then this is the kitchen area.
Almost thought I could get you. I was like, you don't have a kitchen here.
Joel, you fool of a took.
Oh man, I thought I was like, man, there's nothing back there. Oh, come on.
Where do you think those noodles came from, Joel? The
I know. I was
kitchen.
like, wait. Did he not make it? Did he have a lapse of judgment? No, of course not. Turn
Never.
around. Wait, is there any propaganda in this room?
No, actually, this is just the bar.
Oh wow.
Well, actually, no. There's I see some back there. The Minutemen Rebuilding America. It's over the cold beer
Yeah.
side.
Hey there, friend. We're in some real trouble.
That's a cool angle
Maybe
looking at
you
the
can
boxcar wall. I like that.
Were you there for a second, Dave?
I'm back. I'm back. Oh yeah, you gotta have your darts and your trash can over here. Your chalk. I just love how like everything's built out of all these different odd-shaped pieces here. It's I used almost no snapping sections at all for this whole area, and it feels very different. Complete with a little mini menu up here, and a little alcove next to our living quarters where you can snack away as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so okay.
There's also, if we go down this way, under the Cappy pointing to the diner, you have a service exit back here, a creaky door.
What does that mean, service exit?
Just for like maintenance or like you need to get out here quickly to work. You can see our very, very secure walls.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then that's going to be our main workshop here with some Art Deco stylings that I added on.
Have we been in there already?
No, we haven't. That's the primary workshop, Joel.
What was the other workshop we went into? I thought we'd been into like 3 workshops.
The first workshop was where the routes are planned and like the current business is taken care of. This is where we actually work on the train itself. This is where the Pride of Concord...
Settle in, boys!
This is where the Pride of Concord came alive.
I'm losing all my pride.
And as part of the service entrance, he has like a little hatch you can open to vent some of the hot air out of the kitchen.
Inspired by your room.
I was about to say the general needs a vent for his hot air. And you can see here, Joel, I even detailed the outside of the walls here. So there's chain link, so you can't get underneath anywhere. There's barbed wire, there's turrets.
I feel like I'm descending into madness.
You're like sinking into your chair. Just think, Joel, like an hour was spent on this wall alone.
Yes, I know. I'm thinking that.
And we're gonna look at it for what? 20 seconds maybe? Only because I'm holding us here
20
against your will.
seconds too long.
You're a hostage. There was even, Joel, gaps right here. So I added additional pieces of scrap to cover the gaps. And where there was like a little spot, little hole up there, a spiky piece of fence so you can't climb up.
I just imagine you walking around as General Dave, just like, well, that will not do. Like, you know, into it, you know, like
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm just
man.
carrying pieces of fences. Next up, as you can see, we've got a car that's being worked on here, so it's up on some skids. This is one of our supply cars. So if we just need to take food and fuel and stuff like that to a settlement, we'll add this car to the train. It also has the railroad stash there in the back. And for maximum profit, while rolling across the Commonwealth, there's a look at the tender car and the artillery truck. For maximum profit, supply car even has a mobile moonshine rig to make that General Dave whiskey as we head down the tracks. So Joel, at long last, that brings us to the birthplace of the Pride of Concord.
When we first started this tour 3 days ago, I was really looking forward to seeing this. Now I remember on the backside, I'm like, oh, cool, man. Now I'm like, all right, let's see. I'm doing my best.
You're weary, Joel. You're weary in the soul.
Yes.
So this was the actual pre-war engine shed, like where you would work on the train cars. Which is why it has the label there, Repair Bay. As we go inside, again, this is where we actually worked on and built the engine. And right now, a car is being worked on where someone added some graffiti to it. This strange Watchmen comic graffiti that keeps popping up. One of my workers, wearing her protective glasses, safety first, is painting over that graffiti to add the Minutemen decals onto it. We got our stepladder here. Someone's been working on it over there on top of the railroad icon. Put that nice Minutemen logo on
Cool
it.
if you could make it all like that nice blue.
Yeah, this is basically how we built that steam engine, is the research and work that was done in this work shed. Got one of our workbenches here. As we go around.
Do we know what the Watchman thing is? Yeah, I don't think you've told me yet.
No.
Yeah.
No, still a mystery, but that Watchman graffiti keeps showing up everywhere, more and more often. The bigger the Minutemen Empire gets, the more we see it. Got a reactor to power all the lights in here. some of our tools, just tons of workbenches and stuff like that in here. We needed lots of workspace to refurbish as many parts as we could to get that engine actually working.
Yeah.
This is a cool new workbench that I found in one of my mods, fitting
That's cool.
quite nicely. I imagine these posters were probably like pre-war, like employee warning posters. As we go up the stairs here, past this engine that we're working on, you see more of the work area. I love this up here. I've got like the railroad, Minutemen, and American flags hanging almost like an airport hangar from the top. I like that a lot. And I use these from the Homemaker mod, these well, shed-like lights that have the long wire on them. It really feels like a pre-war like railroad shop,
Yeah.
which is what I was going for. More of the equipment, salvage scrap to crush our enemies. And General Dave dies to the door. It's also up armored on the second floor so that shots that come from like outside can't just take people out who are working on the train. And that's looking back across the settlement. Over here, along with all kinds of part storage, because you have to go across the
That's where
common
the
wall.
astronauts are.
Well, along with all the part storage, as we're gathering supplies to build the train and repair the different cars, she's over here actually working on the spent
Welcome back.
fuel to fuel the reactor to power the train. We have a lot of reactors on that train. So it was the one reactor in the tender for the engine,
The
one to
for
power.
yours.
There was one in the general's car, one in the passenger's car, one in the caboose, I think. There's a lot of fusion generators. So yeah. And look, Joel, I even built up cinder blocks to help contain the radiation exposure. There's lead mats and cinder blocks to make it a safety zone for working on the radiation. All of those cinder blocks hand placed as you do. So that pleases me. Because radiation need not be feared, but it must command your respect. I love that poster. It's fantastic.
Salute you.
That's a great radiation sound. That was really good.
My dad taught me how to do that.
That was fantastic.
This is how I feel watching your tours. As I'm being... My mind is slowly changing. General Dave, I salute thee.
American workers will lead the way.
Howdy, folks!
General Dave's and Ranger Dave's survival tips there on the screen. This is actually one of the kids' workstations. You saw the girl over at the mechanic area before. She is very good with electronics. Those small child factory hands. So she's been working over here at the workbench on robot parts to help build the train and the trucks. Some coolant over here as well.
Did you put that on there?
Yeah. Lots of individual details for this one. 'Cause I had like 2.5 months to work on it while I worked on the Lenovo builds. So the amount of passes that I've done to this build have been pretty insane. Some scales for weighing the parts. But we mentioned, Joel, back hours ago now, when we were at the truck mechanic area, there's a location at the quarry, a settlement location, where Minutemen prisoners do a lot of stone work and mining and just raw resource gathering, right? Reminder, order of safety. Work together, and we can rebuild, including that giant steam engine. I digress. The prisoners are transported in this car right here, and for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, all the workers who are working on it,
Yeah.
I think they're trying to hide from me. Like they're on break, they're like, ah, crap, the general's gonna find us like slacking off in like the bar area. So they're like hiding in here so that I can't find them. But this is the prisoner transport car. I feel like I literally just caught them goofing off.
You know, they're like, I thought this was the only safe place. It's the only place that doesn't have propaganda.
That's true. That's true.
Yes.
Like, we dream of just walls, just regular walls.
Uh,
Those shackled things?
There's shackles on the wall.
Oh my gosh.
This is for transporting the prisoners to and from the larger settlements, which we might see in the future, where they're coming from and where they're going. Working on these large builds for General Dave.
I feel like I'm shackled
Huh?
right there.
You kind of are shackled. We've been here for a while.
Set me free, Dave. Set me free.
I will not. We go up this side, you can just see where we're working on one of the other saw blades, which is disabled over on this side. And this is the other side of that supply car with the moonshine still. And you guys in the video can hear the steam. I added this like fog effect to the creation kit where like the steam's kind of built up next to the building and the whole engine is just sitting there being worked on. I even add like details to the outside of the building, like the power conduits and stuff. And this is one of the rail cars taken from Nuka World that the railroad agents use for scouting the tracks out. It's just like a little
They
pedal
do
car.
not look badass. What the crap was that? Did you see that, honey? I don't know. It kind of looked like a little roller coaster. I don't know. Probably have nothing.
I've been taking too many chems. I just saw a Nuka World car go by.
I've been taking too many chems.
Instead of the little hand car, it's a little Nuka
You
World
should have
scout
put like
car.
a little Gatling gun on the back.
See, I actually wanted to, but I literally couldn't add anything else to this. It kept
Okay.
crashing.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to leave it up to my imagination. Like, maybe sometimes we'd put like a giant spike on the front, maybe. Sometimes like a little radar dish, like a little machine gun. So yeah, we're using these little scout cars to scout across the Commonwealth, where the tracks have been cleared in the creation kit. And over here we just have some storage along the walls, and you can see we've got
Did you
this.
build the water tower?
The water tower is actually already here, but
Oh,
it's
cool.
very important for cooling the engine. And again, I'm just especially happy with structure-wise this.
I didn't realize it was like. Whoa,
I'm ascending. The immersion is taking me away. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with the engine shed because I looked at again old black and white photos of old engine sheds, and this engine, being Bethesda's design, and
Can
like
it actually fit in there?
it's like yeah, it's 2 stories tall. I had to measure to make sure it would fit. So I built the initial structure out of barn pieces. Then I added Art Deco pieces from downtown Boston as accessories for it. I even tilted the doors on the hinges just a little bit because it's 2 layers of doors. Like those hinges over the years would definitely start to come loose. I added 2 layers of doors that can swing open for the engine to go
Wow.
inside. Like to me, this just sells the authenticity of the whole thing. Like it feels like
Yeah.
we could have actually rebuilt this engine inside there. But Joel, do you think that's all?
Oh. Would you be mad if I said I hoped?
Where are the prisoners kept when they're not going to
my
and from the
word.
quarry?
How many things do we have left?
Just a couple. So going back over here to the left of the engine, you asked before like how we're moving some of these things around. That's one of the tractors that we use for pulling like a lone car back and forth. We used to use a tractor, and for some of the bigger pieces that we're moving around. But again, this is not a prison right here. Just a holding area. This is not like a long-term prison. But workers, Minutemen prisoners, who are being taken to a work site, stay here before their ride on the train. So I'll just show you how this whole system works. We've got the scaffolding right here. Again, notice all the tilts. All this stuff had to be tilted to match. One by one. Got someone... Just one prisoner left right now. It hasn't been sent back to the prison
That
location.
robot just breaks for sudden. He's dead.
Yeah, if he twitches wrong.
Detecting enemy.
We built their sleeping quarters out of some boxcars, and up on the back of these large defensive walls. We got our guard booth here. He's got some ammo. I think all of our guards are chugging that Nuka-Cola to stay awake. Although
I could use some Nuka-Cola right now.
that's a fine view right there.
That's fine. General Dave right behind him.
Isn't that a fine view, soldier? And then he can kind of like go over here and see down without anything in the way if he needs to. Into the prisoner's courtyard.
Dave, that smoke pleases you, doesn't it? Steam.
The steam and the smoke. Yes, it does. You can see, of course, I don't have to show you anymore. The wall is complete, no gaps, there are turrets all the way around. That's where half my memory goes to is placing like 60 different turrets along the walls.
Yeah, do you ever get tired of building the walls?
Yes. I build the walls in sections, so like I'll build like 100 feet of it and I'll come back to it later.
Have you ever thought in one of your builds, like, maybe I'll just cut a corner here just to save time. But
No,
then
because
your immersion like fights it so hard.
Yes.
But have you ever had even a thought of like?
Yes. I mean, in Sanctuary, I had bathrooms that were fake. We didn't go inside them.
Yeah. Was that very hard to do?
No, I had to because of the limit.
Oh.
The memory limit on
Oh,
for
so
Sanctuary.
really, that you? Okay. Have you ever cut a corner and allowed yourself?
Only when the game makes me, basically. Like,
Okay.
time to me is the issue. Like, the game's
Yeah. The
limits
game
are the...
has to force you to not do it. Okay.
Oh, and boy, are you gonna wish we had fake bathrooms this time around. Let's continue. So again, that's our outer wall. Just hop down here. Yeah. It's one of our
I don't know
probably
what it is. I
raiders
just
that was
can't seem to
caught.
get going today.
He's on display. It looks like someone. That must have been a really bad smell in that outhouse. Someone's been worked to death over here. They haven't survived. We'll have to get the body out of there. Notice, Joel?
that's his sleeping quarters.
Notice how a lot of the prisoner area is blocked so that people who are like going to ride the train don't have to look at the prisoners, but all the guard towers can still see down for security reasons. Like, you don't want to, like, this is okay, like, he's being punished, but like, you don't want to see the crapper if you're riding on the Minutemen train.
Yeah.
So I designed it so that, like, you wouldn't see all the garbage and all for the
The
most part.
steam engine is so loud you can't hear the screams.
By design, actually. This is their sleeping quarters number 1. Some really crappy furniture and just bunks. It's the sound of my graphics card dying over there in the corner. Zzz.
The sound of my soul.
And this was kind of fun right here. Again, you gotta have your heat source. This little barrel mod came with
dual?
came with like a Y splitter. So I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I just used the one barrel because the prisoners only get one barrel to heat both boxcars.
Really huddling close to it.
Yeah, so it just heats right
Please
through. And then we have this little tarp awning out front. And then these guys are like on a hill. There's just bunks everywhere, just strung up to the wall.
Did you make the bunks a little bit angled?
Yeah, they're all different angles. If you're that guy, like, you better be the first one going to bed. You have to climb over everybody. That's how you get stabbed. And even back here, Joel, we have a little access gate locked at all times, of course. I think we can exit out of that to get out of here.
How do you feed them?
Can you feed them?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just given rations from the commissary. Like the crappiest rations. Probably mostly leftovers. Like, you know, I would even say that stew pot in the corner is just full of all like the leftovers. They're just making like a hobo stew out of all the leftovers for the prisoners. That's now canon for General Dave. Yeah, this is our prisoner holding area before they're put into that car with all the shackles and taken to a work site. And this is only for prisoners that like have really, really deserved it. So I'd imagine former raiders, gunners caught attacking, stuff like that. This isn't for political prisoners most of the time. All right, now we go to the back door
I'm in
here.
General Dave's actual train place. I'm locked in here.
See if we can open this up. There we go. So I'll unlock that, and we'll close it back up.
What's back here?
This is just the little access door. I thought it was cool because there was this little alcove, like little shelf of terrain. So I put this tower on top and just kind of sank the gate into it. This is the second gate to look down into the prisoner area. Over here. I put a bridge here to cover up some of the rocks that were there so that the tractor, for example, could get over to pull cargo back and forth or pull empty cars back and forth. And, of course, it's got to have its own access gate where it can head along the wall and get to the road. This just reminds me of like outside of someone's farm, you know, like just a dirt road heading out. And that, Joel, brings us to the peak of design. The peak of the design of any settlement, really.
Dave, you didn't.
The bathhouse.
Don't do this to me. Don't go.
Which I spent about probably an hour, probably two hours on. Because it's designed in 2 layers, Joel. The first layer was the cinder block initial structure. But I was like, just 1 layer of cinder block, it looked too snappy and like squared off. So I used the warehouse half wall pieces to create a 1.5 story building to give it a unique design. I see those eyes you're giving me. Your soul is escaping you right now.
I escaped a long time ago, and I wish I was with it.
That's good. I like that. But you're here. Buckle up. You get an extra water pump and some, of course, you gotta have your water piping for the bathhouse at back.
Of course.
One of the backup fusion reactors. This, I imagine, as a bathhouse that would have actually been here before the war for the workers at the rail yard. But yeah, it's like a couple different structures all coming together. No door left on this one. Lost that a long time ago. You've got your bathrooms here with a couple of sinks. Extra high ceiling. Just some rough looking lights. You've got plenty of bathroom stalls. Just a shared bathroom for the workers. Some urinals here in the back, complete with a little divider. Gotta have your divider. Just kind of falling off, it looks like, a little bit.
Oh, can you see through that little hole? Yes, you can.
You and your bathhouse is full of holes. You love that part.
Dude, that's why I wanted to make the bathhouse, because I wanted to somehow make bathrooms fun.
Isn't this design of this bathroom just fun, Joel? Isn't it just so real?
So real and fun.
The shower curtain here.
I just imagine that shower thing. Like on mine, you take a shower, get dried off, and as soon as you walk out fully clothed, it just douses you again. Take it!
This does seem a bit dangerous. Like, all the water in here is causing the corrugated metal to rust and curl a bit. So you gotta, like, wash when you, like, scrub it under your arms. Like, you don't slice your arms. Your wrists are just spurting blood. Yeah, that's our bathhouse. Extra rain
Wash
from
away
the
your
sky.
blood, wash away your freedom.
And there's the bathhouse. And that, Joel, is finally our last structure. You're looking at me like you don't believe me.
I don't believe you.
This is actually our last structure.
That was the last one?
That was the last one. We have come full circle at long last. I promise you that was the last structure. So what do you think?
Man. I feel like your viewers are going to hate me more and more. I'm just going to get kicked off this soon, because... Whew. That was a build. Dude, it's so... You can't... Make something small, dude!
I had so much time to work on this.
Huge. I mean, this is awesome. This is huge.
Yeah, it got bigger as it went along.
Dave, okay, take this screenshot, and then I want to see a comparison shot of Sanctuary right next to this. Just
Okay.
screenshot. I just
Okay.
want to know the size of it and count the buildings compared to Sanctuary, because this is massive. Yeah.
So you have
when
less
you say
overall
small, you
space.
should say 20 hours shorter than
See,
Sanctuary.
it still counts though, Joel. It's a technicality. This is a technically smaller build.
And
with...
see, that's where General Dave scares me. He wins everything with technicality. Technically, you're alive and you have freedom. You have the freedom to worship me and work as my slave. No!
Oh. Now, although all the areas are done, we've seen it all, I didn't lie to you there. There is one last secret I haven't revealed yet, and you didn't call me on this or mention it at all. I'm surprised you didn't notice. You might just be...
I was probably asleep.
You were, yeah, I think you're just too out of it at this point. Do you notice the amount of Nuka World clothing that a lot of my settlers have here? Like, I have my Minutemen guards, their new uniforms, which you didn't notice either, by the way. You didn't comment on the new uniforms?
Those ones?
The blue ones, yeah.
Well, I noticed, I was like, I couldn't remember because I was like, but I also didn't want to make you feel bad thinking like I didn't notice that in other builds.
Yeah,
So
these,
like,
these are new.
I
These are
couldn't
new.
remember. I
Cavalry
wish you could make the
uniforms.
helmets match the blue. That's the only thing I don't like.
Although I'm realizing he has a general's helmet.
Yeah?
I have to confiscate that. He just looked right at me like, oh,
He's going directly into
the shackles.
yeah.
Yeah. So besides the new Minutemen uniforms, yeah, you didn't notice all the Nuka World clothes? A lot of the workers had Nuka World clothes.
You didn't know.
And there were Nuka World trash cans. There was the cappy on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nuka World.
Yeah.
Nuka World.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's about it?
As you're aware, there's a lot of slaves at Nuka World. I've been trying to figure out for a while what General Dave is going to do with Nuka World. I think the answer is I don't want to take on those raiders all at once because it would be like a giant massacre, like a lot of people would die. So I'm smuggling slaves out of Nuka World because I'm the hero.
To free them into slavery.
However, as I free them from Nuka World, they are required to pay off that debt by working it off at a Minutemen settlement. So a lot of them come here to Bedford Station to work on the rail yard.
What happens when you free all of them? And they've all worked up
Well-
the debt and they're gone.
As soon as they work off the debt, they have the option to apply for full Minutemen citizenship. And a lot of them at that point are used to the high life and are used to the banners.
This is the high life.
So I'd
Don't know
imagine
what to
that a
do
lot
with
would stay.
Yeah.
Not everyone, like they're free to leave, but There's a lot of slaves in Nuka World that need rescuing, slowly, one by one. So that's where all the Nuka World stuff's coming from, is General Dave is smuggling them to freedom on the railroad. The above-ground railroad.
We're saved! Shackled. Now get to working the mines.
Just give me your final thoughts and we'll wrap this monstrosity up. As the frame rate chugs at like 23.
I absolutely love the train. Like, I really, really love the train. I really like the market, like the little diner and stuff like that. And what I love so much, Dave, is you can see in your design. You can see in your design. You care about General Dave, but you can see how like that caring dwindles away when it doesn't pertain to your character. Because I'm thinking like, if I were building this, like, obviously maybe not as the Joel in game, but like if I was remembering, I would put up like stone. I would start building stone walls and just turn this into a like, because this is a legit thing. Like you got bombs here by like wooden fortress walls. Like I would build this place like a freaking Fort Knox. It's like, yours is a Fort Knox. Everyone else is like, good luck with wood.
Well, again, don't forget, this was a car that was built before the war. Like we didn't build this. This was the president's car.
This
the
right
railroad.
here?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you built this.
I mean, okay, so there's some confusion here.
Okay.
Don't forget that painting on the second floor. That was the president of the railroad. This was his car. I'm saying I built it in the workshop mode, piece by piece. Like that's not like a car.
No. Okay. So you mean General Dave didn't have his men build this for him?
No,
it sure as heck looks like something General Dave would have him build.
I added like the eagle plaque, the bunting, stuff like that to it. But the car itself was...
I can just picture people over here, you know, they hear this. General Dave's passing by, they all salute, you know, but as soon as they leave, finger.
As the soot rains down over them. Radioactive soot, too, I'm sure.
No, this is a very creative one. I mean, like, I love it. Because we talked about, I think, doing this like ages ago. Yeah, like, this was like the way the start. I was like, man, it'd be cool. Because I remember the first time I saw a train in the main game, I was like, oh, Dave, you're gonna freak out and love it. You know, my favorite part of this whole build. It was just a tiny detail, but it was the lamp on the caboose.
The lamp on the caboose.
Yeah,
the one on the very back.
Yeah, that's legit.
Because I use a lot of real-world, black and white, old railroad photography as source material for this build. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Thank you, Joel, for surviving this small settlement compared to Sanctuary.
Is this gonna be a three-parter? It feels like a three-parter.
We'll see.
As always,
Continue the tour. Thanks, guys. See you next time.